Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Wednesday, September 27th, 2017.
Commissioner Rivas, James, and Jacinto are present. President James, we have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Tim Tyson, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Kimberly Fitzpatrick, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Patrick Schmidt, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment. We also have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and we also did not receive any speaker cards on any of today's items.
Okay, let's close general public comment as well as the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. We have some housekeeping items that we will clear before we get to opening the bids. Agenda item number 22, there's a release of a stop notice from Hardy Landscape Construction Incorporated, requesting the board release a stop notice received on August 23rd, 2017 from Hardy Landscape Construction against Sinanian Development Incorporated for furnishing installation of landscape and irrigation in connection with the LAPD Metropolitan Division Police Facility Project. Is there a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 22 forthwith by Commissioner Jacinto? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 21, release of a stop notice. PHL Incorporated, doing business as VNSM, has transmitted the release of a stop notice in the amount of $37,579 for furnishing sheet metal and flashing in connection with the Los Angeles Police Department new Northeast Area Police Station project. The contractor is Bernard's Brothers Incorporated. Is there a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 21 forthwith by Commissioner Jacinto? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 20, release of a stop notice, Southern California IBEW and NECA Trust Funds. Matthew T. Bechtel of Lacker Urban Clifford and Hodge LLP, attorneys for Southern California IBEW and NECA Trust Funds, transmitting release of a stop notice in the amount of $35,878.01 for furnishing electrical work and labor to Steiny and Company, an apparent subcontractor in connection with the LAPD new Northeast Area Police Station project, the contractor for which is Bernard's Brothers Incorporated. Is there a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 20 forthwith by Commissioners Jacinto and Rivas? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 19, release of a stop notice. Again, Southern California IBEW, NECA, NECA Trust Funds. Matthew Bechtel of Lacker Urban Clifford and Hodge, attorneys for Southern California IBEW and NECA Trust Funds, transmitting release of a stop notice in the amount of $1,522.72 for furnishing electrical work and labor to Steiny and Company, an apparent subcontractor in connection with the LAPD new Northeast Area Police Station project. The contractor is Bernard's Brothers. Again, a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 19 forthwith by Commissioner Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 18. The mayor has approved and authorized the board on behalf of the Bureau of Sanitation to execute the proposed memorandum of agreement with the Los Angeles World Airports to provide refuse, bulky item, and hazardous waste collection and disposal services within the Manchester Square area for 1 year at a cost not to exceed $150,000. This is just coming back for signature. So is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 18 forthwith? By Commissioners Repenning and Rivas. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 17, specifications submitted for board adoption and authorization to advertise for the invitation of bids in Council District 11 for the Maxella Avenue at Lincoln Boulevard Sidewalk Improvement Project. The estimate's $200,112. The bid receipt date is Wednesday, November 1, 2017. Is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 17 forthwith? That's by Commissioner Jacinto. Any objection? Without objection, we will do that. And agenda items 2 through 10 are assessment hearing notifications in council districts 5, 7, 11, 13, 14, 15, and 2. Mr. Flamenco on agenda items 2 through 10.
Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Items 2 through 10 pertain to lighting districts, which we are creating in conjunction with private development projects. Ballots for items 2 to 10 were mailed on August 16, 2017. Ballots for items 2 to 10 must be received by the City Clerk's office by next Wednesday, October 4th. We have not received any objections to date on items 2 through 10. We are requesting for the board to adopt and forward items 2 through 10 forthwith to City Council.
Any questions at all on agenda items 2 through 10? Have any questions either? Is there a motion on 2 through 10 by Commissioner Repenning, seconded by Commissioner Rivas? Any objection? Without objection, we will adopt agenda items 2 through 10, which there are no objections for. Any issues sending them forthwith? We will send them forthwith. Agenda item number 1, the receipt of bids for 2 public works projects. Dr. Campos on agenda item number 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. We will open up 2 bids for today's agenda. The first bid is for the construction services contract, also known as Cisco 10. This is a capital improvement program project, 9910. The city has estimated this project to be $15 million. And the second project we will open up bids for is the secondary sewer renewal program, SSRP, on Lincoln Boulevard and Rose Avenue. The city has estimated that project to be at $1,171,902. We will begin by opening up the first bid. Thank you, everyone, for the slight pause there. Just for the record, the bid that we will open up for the first project, for the Cisco 10 project, the construction services contract, typically what we do is we read a dollar amount. Since this is a services contract, we will read the markup percentages for each of the items. There are 5 items that we'll read a markup for. And then from there, once the markups are read into the record, we will have our Bureau of Engineering, along with our staff, to look at what that dollar value would be based on the markup, based on the bid that was released.
And that's the standard format that we use when we're opening bids related to the construction services contract?
That is correct. That's
Okay.
a standard process, and this only happens once every few years.
Well, what a special day we all have today.
So the first bid is from Kolich and Sons LP. The markup values for line item 1 or item 1 is 22%. Item 2, markup value is 15%. Item 3, 8%. Item 4, 5%. And item 5, 8%. Again, that was from Kolich and Sons LP. The second bid received for the first project is from Murray Plumbing and Heating Corporation, doing business as Murray Company. The markup values for item number 1 is 18%, item number 2, 10%, item 3, 1%, item 4, 1%, item 5, 14%. Again, this is from Murray Plumbing and Heating Corporation, doing business as Murray Company. The third and final bid received for the first project is from Green Building Corporation. The markup values for item number 1 is 15%, item number 2, 82%, item 3, 2%, item 4, 5%, item 5, 10%. This is from Green Building Corporation. Mr. President, that concludes the bid openings for the first project. We will now move on to open up the bids for the second project, which should be the traditional numbers that we're used to hearing in the boardroom. Again, that second project is for the Secondary Sewer Renewal Program, SSRP, on Lincoln Boulevard and Rose Avenue. The first bid received for the second project is from Colich and Sons LP for a total bid amount of $1,886,143 even. That's $1,886,143 from Colich and Sons LP. For the record, line item 29 has been lined out by the contractor but has been initialed. The second bid received for the second project is from MNR Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $1,322,995.50. That's $1,322,995.50 from MNR Construction Incorporated. For the record, line item 41 has been lined out and initialed by the contractor. The third bid received for the second project is from Vasilch Incorporated for a total bid amount of $1,326,960.50. That's $1,326,960.50 from Vasilch Incorporated. The fourth and final bid received for the second project is from Ramona Incorporated for a total bid amount of $1,082,604 even. That's $1,082,604 from Ramona Incorporated. Mr. President, that concludes the bid openings for the second project and also all bids for today's agenda.
Okay, is there a second to my motion that we declare the bids open received by Commissioners Repenning and Rivas? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Mr. Kawaguchi, I realized I'm in Mr. Cirillo's area with Cisco. Is the dollar value calculation, is that brought to us when there's a recommendation on the award?
President James, I'm not real familiar with how the Cisco contract works because that is used exclusively by our wastewater offices. I can have them respond to you on how they calculate that number too for you.
Yeah, you could I just thought that I would ask it on the record since we had folks here for it. But Mr. Jordan?
Well, I understand it is. I mean, if that's the basis of a contract award, then you will see that information.
Right. I'm just wondering if there is if the recommendation is made at the time of recommendation of award, or if we can get the information before you even make a recommendation.
Yeah, I see no reason why we can't.
I don't see any reason why we could not provide that information before the Bureau of Engineering comes back to establish the list, the bench, if you will. My office will work with the Bureau of Engineering, and we would return that information back to you. Right. And then at subsequent meetings, you can consider establishing the pool at that time.
Actually, I'm not sure I want it before the recommendation of award, but some of my colleagues might. So I at least put the information on the table. Okay, so if you're interested in regarding the opening of the Cisco bids, colleagues, if you're interested in the Bureau's calculation of the value of the bids based on the percentage that they bid on, talk to Dr. Campos's office. I'm not sure that I'm interested in it before a briefing anyway.
We'll make sure the Bureau of Engineering gets information with Dr. Campos.
Great. I do want a briefing on it, but I'm not sure I want it before the Bureau makes a recommendation.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Friday, September 1st, 2017? By Commissioner Rivas and Commissioner Repenning. Commissioner Davis has new glasses today. Agenda item number 11, the Bureau of Sanitation. Council District 6, 11, and 13. Change order numbers 71, 74, and 89, Honeywell International Incorporated, recommending that the board first authorize the director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to issue change order numbers 71 and 74 in the respective amounts of $647,457 and the not to exceed amount of $410,457 for the procurement and installation of a new fiber optic network and addition of input-out points for the 5 newly installed blowers at the Donald C. Tillman Water Reclamation Plant, and change order number 89 in an amount not to exceed $300,000 for the procurement and installation of fiber optic network at the Los Angeles Glendale Water Reclamation to Honeywell International Incorporated for the related segments of the Los Angeles Wastewater Control System Replacement Program, also referred to as the Los Angeles Wastewater Integrated Network System. Mr. Pusti.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. President, Commissioners. My name is Ali Pusti. I'm with Bureau of Sanitation. I'm here today to talk about these 3 change orders and then item number 12 as well, just subsequent to this. In December of 2011, your board awarded a contract to the Honeywell International for replacement of control systems and upgrading control systems at 4 treatment plants and the collection systems, altogether a 5-segment program in the amount of a little bit over $97 million for, including contingency, for about 7 or 8 years of construction and another 7 or 8 years of continuous maintenance. The change orders that I'll be requesting today, 71 and 89, they are for Donald C. Tillman and Los Angeles Glendale segment of the project. This change order 71 and 89 relate to the fiber optic system that needs to be replaced at these 2 treatment plants. The existing system is relatively reaching its useful life at this time. And also, as the board is well aware, these 2 treatment plants are going through modification, and the next modification that will take place will be advanced water treatment system. So we need a more reliable fiber optic for communication. These 2 change orders provide that redundancy that is required for operating such a program. So that as these 2 change orders, number 71 and 89, we will replace both fiber optics at the Donald C. Tillman and Los Angeles Glendale, upgraded with a newer system, and provide redundancy that is necessary for better operation of the treatment plants and have redundancy in place. Change order number 873 or 74 rather. It's as part of the contract, the original contract. Honeywell is to, or every system that is coming on board, is supposed to have or connect to the Honeywell system. At Donald C. Tillman, we recently replaced 5 blowers. The 5 blowers that were replaced the new ones provide additional alarming system for the security that is needed to operate these more sophisticated equipment. That amounts to an additional 700 points, I/O points, or input-output points, that needs to be read at the control system, at the control room. And that is, the request is for us to be able to complete that portion of the work and have those points be visible to the operators at the control room for the proper operation of the system.
Mr. Pusti, before you go on, what's the origination date of the Honeywell contract? What year was that?
That was the December of 2011.
Okay. I mean, I knew it was a few years
Yeah,
old.
it was
because
December of 2011. The board was awarded, the board awarded to the contract. The entity
when we
was,
see change order number
Right.
74, 89, you know, it looks like, oh my God, what's happening here? So it's not like it's a year-old contract.
No,
but-
no, no.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you so much. The NTP was issued January of
Just a
2012.
little context. Go ahead.
Yes. So the total amount that we are requesting today is a little bit over $1 million for these 3 change orders. Just to answer your question regarding change orders, we are at change orders number 74 or 84 at this time. To date, we have issued fully executed 63 change orders for the total amount of $570,000 for those 63. So that you can see there's a lot of scope changes with no or minimum change, dollar amount involved. That amounted to about 0.64% of the total value of the contract. We are with these 3 additional change orders that will be, if approved, will be initiated. That will be another 1.53%, bringing the total for 66 change orders to date to almost $1.9 million and 2.17% of the total contract amount. And this contract, as you pointed out, Mr. President, the contract has been executed since 2012, been in operation for about almost 6 years now. And this is, I really use the example here that this control system is like operating, doing a brain surgery when the patient is alive and under anesthetic. So a lot of changes and modifications needs to take place as the plant op processes cannot be taken out of operation and need to be accommodated for. So most of these change orders are related to that operational issues. And so this is the first three change orders, if you have any questions.
Yes, thank you. Commissioner Repenning.
Hi, Ali. Thank you for your work on this. I think you sort of got to my question. I think we had talked about doing an overall briefing on the project. Did it get moved? I thought I saw it on my calendar.
Yes, it moved twice.
Okay, so I still want to have that because I do feel like, and I hear your point about the overall percentage of the total budget for the project is not, the change orders are not a large percentage of that. I feel like recently we've had a few things here and there, and I did want to get that briefing on the overall
By all means,
project.
Commissioner, I'd be more than happy to stop by and reschedule that appointment and come and talk to you about it.
And some of those change orders have been deductive, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
We've had a number of deductive change orders because we took some, for instance, we came here last year, I think it was. One of the digester batteries is no longer being used, so we deducted that portion of the work. So there have been a mixture of both, deduct and
And a lot of this has to do with specific types of technology. Is that, and what may have been planned a few years ago and what you now see? Is
correct. That's absolutely correct, Commissioner. Some of those, technology has improved and has changed. We also have had quite a few projects that have been brought in to replace modules. Additional projects have come on that needed to be added to this existing or replaced module, and that would require changes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Repenning. Anything else? Great. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 11, seconded by Commissioner Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 11. Any issue sending number 11 forthwith? We will send number 11 forthwith. Mr. Pusti, I see that you're here on number 12 as well. Council District 15, change order numbers 86 and 93 on Honeywell International Incorporated, recommending that the board authorize the Director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to issue change order numbers 86 and change order number 86 in the amount of $579,675, and change order number 93 in an amount not to exceed $400 to Honeywell International to replace new equipment. The equipment was rendered as total losses during the heavy flooding in January of 2017 for the Terminal Island Water Reclamation Plant segment of the Los Angeles Wastewater Control System Replacement Program, also referred to as Los Angeles Wastewater Integrated Network System. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning again. Ali Pusti, Bureau of Sanitation. Mr. President and the board. This particular change order, as you pointed out, it relates to the program control module number 2, which is in gallery 3 of the Terminal Island treatment plant. During the heavy rains that the city sustained in January and February, in January specifically, the gallery number 3 was heavily flooded. 4 feet of water stood in it. This newly installed equipment was a total loss. So this is these two change orders are requests to replace those those newly installed program control modules with a new one. Change order number 86 for $579,675. This is for the hardware and software replacement of the system, and then change order number 3 is for the installation. Now, as part of this change order, we are bringing or relocating those. And to prevent anything from happening in the future, we are removing or relocating these two more PCMs or program control modules to the ground level. So we are taking them upstairs, putting them on the ground level, and then reinstalled. If any questions, so
great, thank you. I'll just put something on the record, because anytime you hear of a loss based on flood or anything like that happens to equipment and we've got a request like this in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, I just think it's for people that are listening out of interest. There's always the insurance question, and I'll just confirm with our city attorney, for losses such as this, Mr. Jordan, the city's self-insured in something like this, correct?
That is my understanding.
Yeah.
That is correct. However, we have filed with FEMA, and FEMA inspectors have visited the site, and we're waiting for their decision.
Great. So that's kind of our next option.
Correct.
And by the way, not to delve too far away from our agenda here, but when we submit on FEMA, we're submitting on a number of things related to the city. I mean, including landslides in Laurel Canyon and all kinds of stuff. There's like a long list of things
Correct.
that go with that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Ali, thank you for this. You know, the important thing for me is that we're redesigning it, bringing it above ground so we avoid
Correct.
potential things.
Yes.
So that redesign is going to ensure avoidance in the future. So thank you.
Excellent point. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Anything further? Motion on number 12. Commissioner Jacinto, seconded by Commissioner Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 12. Any issues sending it forthwith? We'll send number 12 forthwith. Thank you, sir. Agenda item number 13, Council District 8, Memorandum of Understanding Vermont Stormwater Capture and Green Project. Recommending that the board approve and forward the report forthwith with its transmittals to the mayor and the city council, with the recommendation that the city council, subject to the concurrence of the mayor, authorize the director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to apply, accept, conduct all negotiations, provide additional information, execute and submit all documents, including but not limited to applications, agreements, and amendments, subject to the approval of the city attorney, as to form which may be necessary to receive funding, if awarded a grant, from the Proposition 84 Integrated Regional Water Management Planning and Implementation Grant Program for the Vermont Avenue Stormwater Capture and Green Street Project. And secondly, request the City Council, subject to the concurrence of the mayor, to adopt the resolution authorizing the submission of the grant application to the Department of Water Resources and appointing the Director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to conduct all negotiations, execute an agreement and any amendments thereto, render and certify payment of invoices on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, and carry out the purpose of this resolution in compliance with the Proposition 84 Integrated Regional Water Management Planning and Implementation Grant Program requirements, subject to approval of the city attorney as to form which may be necessary to receive funding if we are awarded the grant. Susie Centellini. Hello there.
Good morning, Commissioners, Board Representatives, City Attorney, and Executive Officer. My name is Susie Santolina with the Watershed Protection Division of LA Sanitation, and I'm pleased to present to you on this item today. The specific request in this item is to allow LA Sanitation to accept, negotiate, and execute an agreement with LA County to accept $604,500 in Proposition 84 IRWIMP funding for this project. The funding is for Area A of the Vermont Avenue Stormwater Capture Project, which is one portion of a larger project along the east side of Vermont, spanning between Gage Avenue to the north and Florence Avenue to the south. The total project cost for this portion of the project is $755,400, but IRWIMP will reimburse us for $604,500 of the project, and the rest will be provided as in-kind match from LA San staff. This portion of the project involves retrofitting an existing median at the corner of Gage and Vermont to capture runoff from an upstream area of approximately 5 acres, a little bit under that. Project elements include installation of gutter intercepts, subsurface stormwater storage, climate-appropriate vegetation, permeable paving, the reuse and recirculation through a stormwater vegetated sand filter, and infiltration through a dry well. This project aims to benefit water quality in the Ballona Creek watershed, which is impaired for trash, bacteria, and toxics. This project will provide additional benefits as well, including water supply benefits, abatement of local flooding, capture and reuse of stormwater, as well as benefits to the residents of Council District 8 through urban greening and beautification. For these reasons, the Vermont project has been well received by the community. Council District 8 staff supports the project. Heal the Bay has been an avid supporter, and also schools and nonprofits in the area have expressed their support for the project. To conclude, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'm available for any further questions on this item.
Nice job. Thank you. You made a good case for it. Any questions? We don't even have any questions. Is there a motion on number 13 by Commissioner Davis, seconded by Commissioner Repenning? Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 13. Any issues sitting 13 forthwith? We will do so. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 14, task order solicitation number SN 47, an amendment, Geosyntec Consultants Incorporated, recommending that the board authorize the director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to issue amendment number 1 to this task order solicitation for specialized services for the public right-of-way stormwater low-impact development. And secondly, approve to extend the term of engagement for the task order from August 2017 to August 2018 with an option for a one-year renewal. The budget authority of $610,000 remains the same. Stephanie Perez on number 14.
Hi, good morning, President James, Commissioners, Bureau Reps, City Attorney, and Exec Officer. My name is Stephanie Perez. I'm with LA Sanitation Watershed Protection Division, and today I'll be going over the public LAD handbook. So in Los Angeles City Council passed a motion in 2014, the Green Sustainable Streets Council motion, which requested that LA San and the Bureau of Street Services, in conjunction with the Bureau of Engineering, Department of Water Power, CLA, CAO, and the City Attorney, develop a draft ordinance requiring construction and reconstruction projects in public streets and rights-of-way to incorporate stormwater management guidelines. In May 2016, LA San issued TOS SN 47 to all 25 consulting firms on the on-call consultant list. In October 2016, the Board of Public Works authorized LA San to award TOS SN 47 to Geosyntec. LA San executed an agreement with this firm and issued a notice to proceed in November 2016. Developing comprehensive green street design criteria in consultation with appropriate city departments, considering water quality, landscape design, traffic planning, pedestrian safety, and operation and maintenance requires more time. To date, we have developed the draft guidance manual, and the document is going through department review. There will be no change to the total budget of $610,000, only a time extension. Sanitation is requesting the board to authorize the director of LA Sanitation to issue amendment number 1 to this TOS and approve extending the term of engagement for TOS SN 47 from August 2017 to August 2018 with an option of a one-year renewal. This concludes my summary, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions on agenda item number 14. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation on the Achieve Sub-Consultant Participation. For MeBeWeBe to date, as of July, it doesn't have any, is that the scope of work? Is it phased where it's going to happen later on, the engagement of the MeBeWeBe subcontractors?
Yes.
Okay.
There will be more participation for sure, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Repenning.
I just wanted to say a couple words on this project and also on the previous project. It's great to see progress on our Green Streets agenda. Thank you, Susie. Thank you to everyone from Watershed Protection. The Vermont Street project has been a long time coming. It's going to be great for South LA. On this, I think, we've been working closely with Geosyntec, really trying to identify a way to prioritize which public right-of-way projects would be we would be targeting for stormwater capture work, and so it's been a really good discussion. I think hopefully our completion of this project will potentially line up well with the county's pursuit of a stormwater fee that would allow us to actually have a dedicated funding source that we could do all that we want to do in the public right-of-way with. So thank you for this. I support this item. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you, Commissioner Repenning. Anything further? Is that a motion on number 14 by Commissioner Repenning, seconded by Commissioner Davis? Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 14. Any issues sending it forthwith? We'll send it forthwith. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 15, Council District 11, Bureau of Street Services, requested tree removal, 5564 West Arborvita Street, recommending that the board first certify the board has reviewed and considered the information in the final environmental impact report for the new 7-story mixed-use commercial building located at 5564 West Arborvita Street and find the information contained therein appropriately addresses the requested tree removals. Secondly, Find that the project will not have a significant environmental effect under the above described EIR. State clearinghouse, the numbers in the agenda, as the imposition of the mitigation measures described in the EIR and incorporated herein as project conditions, and there is no substantial evidence that the proposed project will have a significant effect on the environment pursuant to the city's environmental guidelines and is in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act. Number 3, find the project's conflict with any local policies or ordinances protecting biological resources, such as tree preservation policies or ordinances, is less than significant with the incorporation of mitigation measures MM-BC-3 as contained in the EIR. Number 4, adopt the State Clearinghouse 2008-121-080 Environmental Impact Report. Number 5, specify that the Bureau of Street Services Urban Forestry Division, located at 1149 South Broadway, is custodian of the documents and other material that constitute the record of proceedings upon which the board's decision is based. And 6, approve a request for a fee tree removal permit for the removal of 5 Australian willow trees. Tree replacements are required. Mr. Tyson.
Good morning, President James, Commissioners, City Attorney, Executive Officer, and Bureau representatives. Here today to talk about this application to remove these trees. The Los Angeles World Airports are currently updating and expanding various terminals within the City of Los Angeles International Airport. Part of the expansion and improvements of the Los Angeles International Terminals includes off-site traffic mitigation measures. T.Y. Lin International, authorized consultant of LAWA, which is the Los Angeles World Airports, is working on various improvements to the Bradley Terminal, proposes the addition of a right turn lane from eastbound Arborvitae Street to southbound Aviation Boulevard as a measure to improve traffic circulation around the airport terminals. Mr. Giuseppe Van Ort, property owner representative, applied to the Bureau of Engineering for a B permit to allow for the street widening for construction of the right turn lane. The Bureau informed Mr. Van Ort the required street widening for the right turn lane may necessitate street tree removals. Therefore, Mr. Van Ort contacted the Bureau of Street Services requesting the project site be inspected to determine what impacts will be on the street trees. A Bureau arborist inspected the subject location on April 3, 2017. The inspection revealed 5 Australian willow trees in fair condition, measuring on average of 3 to 5 inches in diameter by 12 to 15 feet in height, and they are growing in 4-foot wide tree wells, 4x4s. The trees are growing in the footprint of the proposed new right turn lane and will be required to be removed in order to construct that lane. They can't stay. You can't develop the lane without removing the trees. Debbie Diner Harris, District Director, 11th Council's District, was informed of the tree removal request on April 3rd, 2017. Also, the notice of the proposed tree removals were physically posted on the subject trees on April 13, 2017. The proposed tree removals were included in the Bureau of Street Services tree removal notification system, and also the Community Forest Advisory Committee was notified. The width of the new sidewalk will not be quite 8 feet wide. Therefore, we cannot replant that small stretch of that new piece of sidewalk that will be next to the right-hand turn lane. However, the Bureau found locations nearby, and the applicant shall plant 10 24-inch box-sized Southern Magnolia Majestic Beauty trees in vacant tree wells on the 6600 through the 7000 block Westchester Parkway between Sepulveda Westway and the Loyola Boulevard to replace the removed trees. And that will complete the mitigation that is needed to make it not environmentally have an impact.
Any questions? Commissioner Sento, we'll start with you on number 15.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for this. So we understand that in order to get the traffic circulation, that these trees, we have to do something with them. Let me ask a question regarding the replacements. The area that we chose, Westchester Parkway between Sepulveda and Loyola, I know that it takes a lot of work just to figure out where we're going to place the replacement trees, and we're doing 10. So the 2-to-1, right? Tim, was there any thought in terms of being able to place it next to a building where there would be a shade factor where we could get some net effect on the heat as, you know, our city plants, they encourage that, and there's studies that if we plant trees next to buildings, that it actually decreases the air conditioning. Did we?
Well, yes, Commissioner. Everything that buildings even shade at the right time of day. So anywhere we plant trees in the city is going to help the heat island effect. That's the idea. It's the oldest way to do it. So as far as finding buildings to put them next to, that might not have been the concern. The concern was actually just trying to find a place to get them planted so that we can do 2-to-1. And there will be more projects like this around the airport soon to come.
Are these in the just public right away, Tim? I don't know exactly where this is in relation.
Yeah, these are vacant tree wells that are in the parkway.
Close by? How close?
Close by. I don't know exactly the miles or the whatever, but we look real nearby to find locations. We used to allow them to deliver trees. That doesn't help the heat island effect. So we've stretched way out to do this, as Commissioner Repenning and yourself would like to see all the trees replanted. So that's what we've done.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further, Commissioner Rivas?
You mentioned that the sidewalk won't be as wide. Will there still be a sidewalk, or it will just be very narrow?
The sidewalk won't quite be 8 feet wide, and if you want to have ADA compliance, you need a 4-foot wide sidewalk and a 4-foot wide well. So if it's not quite 8 feet wide, then we can't have both.
Okay, but it will be ADA compliant?
Yes.
The width, of course.
It'll be just a little less than 8 feet, which is past ADA compliant.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivas. Anything further? Commissioner Santos made a motion on agenda item number 15 to adopt it. I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 15. Any issues sending number 15 forthwith? We'll send it forthwith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And Tim, you can see me after the meeting on the other issue. Yeah. Agenda item number 16. Personal Services Contract Amendment number 3. Lend-Lease Construction Incorporated, Program Management and Construction Management Consultant Services for the Proposition F, Fire and Paramedic Air Operations Facilities. Recommending that the board approve and forward the report with transmittals to the mayor and city council, requesting the following. Approve amendment number 3 to the contract between the City of Los Angeles and Lend-Lease U.S. Construction to extend the total contract term from October 1, 2017 to October 1, 2020, and increase the contract ceiling amount from $21,200,000 to $21,400,000, and authorize myself or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute amendment number 3. Mr. Kawaguchi on number 16. No surprise on this one, Alan, that you're going to be called up for this one. Sorry I surprised you with something that wasn't in your division, but hey, you were sitting there in front of me.
I have no problem with that. I already actually messaged Mr. Cirillo, so he'll be contacting
Great,
Dr.
thank
Campos.
you. All right, go ahead.
Good morning, President James, Commissioner, Bureau Head, Mr. Jordan, Dr. Campos. My name is Alan Kawaguchi. I'm the Program Manager over the Proposition F bond program. The city engineer is requesting to amend the Lend-Lease contract, which they provide project management and construction management for the Prop F program. The current expiration of the contract is October 1, 2017.
What was the origination date of the contract?
2002.
2002, okay.
Correct. So we've amended it, like I said, 2 other times. This is the 3rd one.
Is this the last amendment permitted, or is there no limitation?
I don't believe there's a limitation because, again, it goes to the council. Anything that had gone over the 5 years, like I said, Amendment 1 went to council, Amendment 2 went to council. This is the 3rd one that we will be going to council. Again, we're looking to extend the contract to 2020. The reason why we're doing that, and also to increase the ceiling from $21,200,000 to $20,400,000, is mainly because of the fact that we have the last fire station that we're under construction with right now, which is Fire Station 39.
What, 39? 49. 49.
39.
39. I thought you said 39.
39.
I was there with you that day.
When we had that, I think that was on the very first day that you were actually, or one of the first, I think, agenda items you guys had at the board. That's our at the time, was our mitigated neg deck, which has now been moved out to a full EIR. We started construction in June of this year. Contract is expected to go for about 2 years, so we are looking to finish in June of 2019, pending that there's no delays. So when we're asking for the contract to be amended for 3 years is to compensate for, again, to the end of the contract, and just in case if there's any delays to have Lend-Lease provide around. What Lend-Lease provides to the Bureau of Engineering or the program is they do construction management for us when we're out in the field. They provide scheduling for the project. They're providing estimating, building information modeling, which is on this project, and any other specialty items that we required during construction period. Currently, their pledge right now for Amendment 3 is a MBE pledge of 3.07%, a WBE pledge of 10.29, and an OBE pledge of 26.18. Is there any questions?
I don't have any questions. Anybody have any questions? All right. Commissioner Sendos made a motion that we adopt agenda item number, whatever number we are. 16. Thank you. I lost it for a second there.
Thank you very much.
And any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt number 16. Any issue sending 16 forthwith? We'll send 16 forthwith.
Thank you
Alan,
very much.
let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
My brain was wondering as I was finishing up that item, and I think I'll ask you on the record before you walk out. Is there any indication what we might do with this contract after 2020?
At that point, we'll let the contract fully expire because, again, it was originally created to be in support of the program. Again, the program is stretched out in length due to a land acquisition was our biggest one in terms of that we weren't able to acquire the land as quickly as we had hoped for or had planned. Also pending any litigation issues, which also extended the program out. The extension of their contract we thought was a good point because they had a lot of history to the program from the inception of when we started our programming of it all the way through construction of the 22 fire stations, which Fire Station 39 is the 22nd fire station.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Dr. Campos, you have everything you need on agenda item number 16, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Then we are left with our oral reports. Agenda item number 23. Monthly status of contracts expiring within 90 days, Bureau of Sanitation. Sherry.
Good morning, Commissioners, Bureau Rep, City Attorney, Executive Officer. My name is Sherry Kuroki. I'm with Sanitation. I'm here to represent our monthly report summary for September 2017. We have one contract expiring within the next 120 days. It is the same contract I presented in my last monthly. It's the Clean Harbors contract. It expires November 1st, and we'll be exercising a 3-year renewal option contained in the contract, and we're scheduled to brief Commissioner Repenning on the item tomorrow, and it should be scheduled for Bourne soon after.
Is there a limit on the number of renewal options that exist in the contract?
No.
Okay.
This one has two. This contract in particular has 2 3-year renewal options, I believe.
Oh, so it does have 2 3-year renewal
Yes,
options.
a limit for this one. There's no limit like in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
And here you are again.
Yes.
Any questions for Sherry today? Thank you.
Thank you.
From the Bureau of Engineering, Patrick Schmidt. Oh, there you are.
Hello,
Sitting right next to me.
Yeah. President James, Commissioners, Dr. Campos, Mr. Jordan, Department Heads. I'm here to talk about the status report for the personal services contracts due to expire within 90 days for the Bureau of Engineering. The first item on our list is the fire bond program, which was just we talked about regarding item 16. Alan talked about extending that one to October 1st, 2020, and increasing the total ceiling amount to $21,400,000. For the geotechnical and environmental services, we have 11 contracts expiring on December 10th. We're anticipating that we will not need to extend those. We're in the process of establishing a new contract list, which will be coming to the board hopefully in the near future to approve the new list of 11 consultants. The Public Safety Bond Program, Program Q, they have 3 contracts expiring on October 7, 2017, and they do not anticipate a need to extend the term of those contracts after expiration. And that's all I have to report.
Any questions at all from Mr. Schmidt on agenda item number 23? I don't either. Thank you, sir. We don't have an agenda item 24, even though there's a number 24 on the board packet, correct?
There is no item number 24 on the official agenda, Mr. President. Number 24 is just a reminder
Oh,
about
it's a
an
reminder
adjournment.
for me about the adjourning
Yes.
motion?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Commissioner Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the Board of Public Works.
A moment before you start. Just so we can have a clean adjournment in honor of this person. So we've cleared the desk other than the adjourning motion, correct?
Yes, you have.
Great, thank you. Commissioner Davis.
Thank you. I'd like to adjourn in the memory of Susie Frierson, who was a longtime Los Angeles City employee in the public library system. And she was the wife of John Frierson, who was a long-term aide to Councilman Nate Holden. Susie passed last week after a long-term illness. Her services will be held tomorrow at Ward AME Church. She was extremely active as well in our community in Los Angeles and politically active as well in groups such as New Frontier Democratic Club and Los Angeles Women Political Action Committee, and was very active in trying to make sure that literacy was critically a part of inner city young people's lives, and helped to promote literacy through books and the other kinds of literary activities that would help to increase their learning. Susie will be sorely missed, and she was a passionate person about literacy, and we send our condolences to her family. Thank you.
Thank you. We are adjourned.